going on with this? What guest am I going live with? I'm like, what is this? Let me see. Manage guests. How did I go live with myself? I'm so confused. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with this. Am I echoing? I don't know. But I have it up on 2 devices. I was trying to figure out how to connect my beats. It's connected to my phone. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I can hear y'all. I don't know. It's saying waiting for guests. Who am I going live with? That's what I'm confused about. Let's see, add guest. How do I add a guest though? That's why I'm like, what is this? I'm about to end this live stream. I don't know. I wanna, let me see. Add guest. I don't know how to. Oh, you send the invite link to the guest. Hey Lisa, how you doing? I guess okay, I understand what's going on. I have the version of live streaming on where you can invite the guests to come live with you. And so basically, if anybody wants to come up and talk to me on live, I guess I can send you the invite link and then you can join and then I can let you in. I think that's what this is doing. It's a new feature with YouTube. And I did not mean to click on it because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna leave it up because one of my subscribers had asked earlier if can you come up and talk with people together. So if she comes on and wants to talk, I'll let her. If any of y'all do, since I got it and I can't exit out of it, but I'm like, why is it like half and half? I scheduled the live on my phone and then what was I gonna say? I scheduled the live on my phone and then I tried to join from my laptop and that's when the laptop was acting like it didn't understand. It's late and I haven't ate dinner, so I'm about to eat while I talk to y'all. But I wanted to go live and talk about a few different things, but basically talking about friendships and adulting. If you haven't seen my last video, this is kind of like a continuation of that topic, but just more in depth to kind of talk about the different factors and the different things like prioritizing self-care, how to be, good to yourself while also being a good friend, but then also understanding when people are not being a good friend to you and setting boundaries so that you're not overextending yourself because it's hard to, like maintain adult friendships because as you get older, Lord, okay. I'm gonna put it in front of me right here. As you get older, I feel like it's harder for there we go. I feel like it's harder for you to stay in touch with your friends and do things as often as you may have done in the past because it's like you have more on your plate by nature. If you become a parent, then you have your kids. If you get married, you have your marriage that you have to look up to. If you're in a serious relationship, you're trying to, keep your relationship going and keep it happy. You might have family members that you take care of or that you live with or that you're close to that also want to require some of your time. You have bills to pay. You have things that you are responsible for. So it's like the older you get, the harder it is to just be able to do everything that you want to do. Sometimes you have to say no to things that you want to do because you have something else that takes a bigger priority. And so finding that balance can be an adjustment, especially if you went to high school, maybe college, and you didn't necessarily have to prioritize like school over your fun all the time. Like being a student, you kind of have that responsibility because you're trying to graduate. But at the end of the day, like you have a lot of free time too. Whether you decide to play sports, you out partying, you doing different organizations or activities, like you have options in what you can do with your free time, especially if you're a full-time student and you're not working. Whereas once you get out of school, you graduate and you go into the career world, all of that free time goes out the window when you are starting to be responsible for your own expenses. And so it's like that free time that you had to just go to every party, go to every outing, every event, anytime somebody wanted to just kind of pop some last minute plans on you, it goes away because it depends. Well, am I going to be able to get off work? You're not living that Monday through Thursday life, or, Tuesday, Thursday only class life where you have 5 free days to get things done, where you can handle business and go to all these different cool things. And so it's like, that's an adjustment. And I don't think people talk about it a lot, at least from my experiences, they don't. So a lot of millennials are upset because we were sold this perfect like vision of what being an adult would be like. We wanted to be grown so fast, and I think every generation goes through that. Then you get to adulthood, and it doesn't seem to look as fun as it looked when our parents were adults, telling us we couldn't do things, telling us, you'll understand when you get older. And it just looked like they were having a time of their lives. It's like, well, maybe they were doing what they were doing because they were trying to get away from the barriers of adulthood, and we just couldn't see it because it just looked like they were being mean and telling us no. I used to hop up and go. I look at the job funds, etc. Me as well. Me as well. My line sister was like, Yosha, I want to go to Vegas and I want to go see Usher before his residency expires. And I was like, ooh, that sounds really good. Like, that sounds like fun. And Usher can sing his butt off. I've actually seen him sing before at a concert before. I think it was Birthday Bash. But anyway, um, I had to say no because I'm already traveling 3 times this fall, and squeezing in another trip when I'm still in the process of paying for this current trip is just not a smart idea, even though it would be fun and I would want to do it. Hold on one second. Hey, what I was gonna say, I went ahead and warmed my food up because it's of the time. This was both of them for me, right? Okay. So yeah, I say all that to say like it's a lot trying to balance it all. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite of my food. I always feel weird eating on camera, and I've been sitting here with this like lasagna on my fork for like the last 4 minutes. My husband brought home some food from his job. Shout out to him. So I'm eating this. Hopefully, y'all don't hear me chewing because that would make this really awkward. I like cold water, so I put my water in the freezer. It is pretty good. I'm really happy that he brought this home for me. I really appreciate it. Josiah's birthday is on Friday, y'all. He's gonna be 8, and I'm gonna be vlogging all weekend. In fact, I might be vlogging like more each weekend just because that's when I have time to make content. And I have to like for me to do real talk for y'all and do like advice videos, I feel like I have to have something that's really on my heart or something that's like happening in the world that inspires that conversation for it to be good. As much as I love giving advice, like if I have ideas, it's hard for them to come to mind like just on the like just easily like that. Like, oh, okay, this week I'm talking about this. Like I was doing a work from home series, and then after about 5 videos, I was like, I don't know what else I'm gonna talk about. I mean, maybe once I get through some more time, I could talk about like balancing work from home with your life outside of work. I could probably talk about like dealing with burnout while you work from home and things to help you get through that. But I don't know. Like, well, I just said I don't know, but I just said 2 things. But before I had just said those 2 things, I was just like, I feel like I've talked about it all. Like, what else can I do? I feel like I haven't been here in a minute. Like that one TikTok. Hey, how y'all doing? are you? I'm eating my dinner on live, and we talking about adulting and friendships. And I was talking about how it's hard to come up with content, like for advice videos. So I'm gonna be doing more vlogs because my goal is to be outside this summer. So I want to document it. And I asked Josiah because his birthday. Oh man, my bread got hard. I asked Josiah, like, do you want to be like this to be a Josiah episode all about you for your birthday? Like, where we vlogging? He said, yeah, I do. So I'm gonna be vlogging how we celebrate Siah's birthday. And Josiah is not having a party this year because I do believe that children of his age should earn birthday parties by getting good grades and having good behavior. So if we don't do that, we don't have a party because in life, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, no one's throwing you a party. But we're gonna celebrate. And that's also why I put a poll up. I don't know if y'all seen it where I asked, like, did you get a birthday party every year? Just out of curiosity. Like, sidebar, when I was a kid, we would do something to celebrate my birthday almost every year, to what I remember, but I didn't always have a party. Sometimes my birthday would be Mother's Day weekend because I'm a May baby and I'm in the earlier part of May, or really mid May, because it's May 13th. And sometimes, not every year, it is honestly every 4 to 6 years, my birthday would fall on Mother's Day. And on sometimes I'd have to share my holiday with my mom, and she would get to pick the restaurant. I do remember one year we went to Olive Garden, and that was her choice. I remember because I would have, I liked pasta, but I wasn't one of them people that was like, "Ooh, can we go get some lasagna?" Like, no. So, and my dad, he always was the person who was like, let's go to a buffet, whether it was Golden Corral or his favorite, which is the Chinese buffet. So, long story short, um, on those years where it was Mother's Day, was like close to my birthday, like that Saturday or that Sunday, my mom would really choose what we did. And so those were years where I didn't have a birthday party. And sometimes growing up, we didn't have a lot, but my mom would still throw me a party and invite the neighborhood kids. And we had them little jug hug juices with the spoil on the top and some hot dogs. And, we make the most of what we had. And honestly, those were like the funnest birthdays. And Chuck E. Cheese. My daddy would take me to Chuck E. Cheese all the time when I was a kid. I had all the pictures of me and Chuck E. Cheese in the car growing up. I'm in the trenches currently. I love your vlogs. I'm excited for his birthday vlog. I didn't get a party every year. My birthday always falls on spring break. We're always gone somewhere. Oh, that kind of sounds like my husband a little. His birthday is July 7th, but because it's so close to the 4th of July, he didn't always get to celebrate his birthday. In fact, him and his brother played baseball. So he told me they were always traveling on his birthday. So when I started dating him, I remember I remember like our first birthday together, or maybe the second birthday together, when he turned 25. I went out my way to make sure he had a special birthday because I was like, wait, you ain't never had no big thing. He was like, no, like birthdays aren't a big deal. And I will say this, I'm trying not to make Josiah feel like his birthday isn't important, because it is. I want him to feel celebrated. I want him to feel special. I want him to feel the love. And I honestly do believe that the way that children's birthdays are treated, holidays are treated when they are kids, is the attitude that they tend to have when they get older. Like, some women complain about the men in their life not celebrating their birthdays the way they want them to, or not celebrating holidays the way they want them to, not making the big fuss about it, in the same manner that a lot of us women do. Like, we got to get the Easter pictures, we got to take the Christmas photos, we got to do the matching pajamas, like, we got to make our birthday a month-long celebration. Meanwhile, a lot of little boys, teenage boys, grown men, get looked over when their birthdays come, especially after they hit those teenage years. And so what ends up happening is you get young men that don't really care about holidays and birthdays because their family didn't really prioritize their holidays and birthdays. Or like like Brandy mentioned, if your birthday is around a holiday where it's just a lot going on, whether it's spring break, one of those summer holidays, whether it's close to Thanksgiving or Christmas, it's like your birthday ends up getting downplayed. And so it affects the way your attitude is about other people. And so, that's why I think it's important to celebrate those things. But it's also important to normalize having those celebratory moments in life regularly, so that if they don't become that holiday person, that's okay, but they still know how to celebrate themselves and not be nonchalant when it comes to them. Note to self, don't warm your bread up for 20 seconds because it'll be hard. Yeah, I think it's special. Like, you get a cake and you celebrate. Just like my birthday cupcakes that I got from Nothing But Cake. So I'm gonna get him some little mini cupcakes, I think. He like those. We're gonna go out to dinner. He's gonna pick the restaurant, and I'm not gonna make him go on the kids menu because he said I'm 8, mommy. I want to order. I want to order what I want to order. I don't want to order on a kids meal. So it's okay. Okay. And then we're gonna do some activities on Saturday. And then Saturday, we're gonna switch to focusing on my husband because it's Father's Day weekend. And then we got Juneteenth. So it's gonna be a splash of birthday, a splash of Father's Day, a splash of Juneteenth, all in a vlog. So I'm really excited. I've been really into vlogging more. I'm also starting a new series on my channel and on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook because Facebook is gonna see it first. I think my Facebook like niche, if you will, is going to be like fitness and lifestyle, where I share my vlogs from my YouTube channel. But the content that'll be different is like me sharing fitness updates. So progress pictures, food, what I ate today, stuff like that. Fitness diaries of my workouts because I'm trying to lose another 20 pounds. And so I want to focus that content over there. I'll still do vlogs over here for that, but y'all know I do everything over here. So I'm trying to be more specific on Facebook to see how that works for me. And I know I take pictures often. I track my food often. It's a part of my lifestyle at this point. So it won't be hard for me to create that content consistently. Additionally, over here, I'm just trying to experiment with the vlog lane. However, I might do a little shopping, maybe, because I do need some more fitness clothes. I was saying that last week on live when I was talking about Nike and how I ripped some of my leggings in cycle class. The bike like caught the inside of my pants and ripped a little small hole, and then the hole got bigger every time I washed it. So I do need some new pants, but my old ones are comfortable. This lady that I work out with, like for dance class, she pulled me to the side yesterday when I had on my outfit. And she was like, "Girl, you need to stop wearing them big clothes. Like, you look good, girl. You look so good." And I was just looking at her like she was an older lady. Like, she's so sweet. I think she was trying to compliment me, but like she was like, you be wearing baggy clothes and it makes you look bigger than you are. Like, you look really good. And I'm just like, thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes I wear baggy clothes out of comfort because it's like if I'm going and I'm pushing through my monthly, I'm not finna sit here and wear tight clothes because the baggy clothes are gonna protect me if I have a malfunction, okay? But when it comes to like when I'm not and I'm feeling good and those clothes are clean, then yeah, I'll put on my little matching set and stuff. But for the longest, like I was big and I wasn't as confident, and I did need to wear the oversized clothes and the baggy pants because that was what fit. So, girl, I'm waiting on a Nike sale too because that sale that I saw last week wasn't it. That wasn't it. That stuff was still $50 and up. I need them pre-pandemic sales on sale for 30% off and it's still $50. That's not a sale. I'm not rich. I'm trying to get rich. So that $50 is a lot to me. Like, I want the whole outfit for $50 with some change left. Like, my mindset is still stuck in 2015, 2011 prices when you could get stuff for like $579 off the dang shelf at Rainbow. Brandy, you had the same birthday as my stepmom. Mm-hmm. I love that, Brandy. I can't be that mom right now because my baby birthday is in the summer, so I can never bring the cupcakes to school. Poor thing, like I want him to behave at school. Hey, Rachel, It sure has. How you been doing? I'm trying to tell y'all, like, please give me that early release. And then while y'all at it, lower them flights too. Hey Mo. Oh my gosh, all my old friends and some of my new friends on live. Y'all making me happy. And while you here, y'all already know the routine. Don't forget to give live a thumbs up. Because I seen the number 6, but I only see 4 likes. Although I might be 2 of the likes. I mean, not the likes, but 2 of the views because I'm on my phone and I have it up on my laptop. Because I don't know. My thing says I'm waiting for a guest, but I'm not really waiting for a guest. I wasn't planning on a guest coming up here. But if anybody wants to come up here and talk with me, I can put y'all in the chat because my phone says I have a way to add a guest on here. That's what I'm saying. You stop going live for 6 months, you come back, YouTube got all these new features on here, and you can go live with folks. I remember last year we used to have to use StreamYard. I think Lisa had said something about StreamYard. Yeah, that's what you used to have to use because YouTube didn't have no feature. But all of these social media sites that are not, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I am getting my hair done soon. So that'll be a vlog too. I've been vlogging and posting shorts. But I'm gonna get my ends trimmed and get a silk press, which is so dumb because it's hot outside. But I'm overdue for my trims. I'm trying to keep up with my hair maintenance. So this is still my birthday sew-in. It's holding on strong. Y'all book Shanice's hair because that was the best sew-in I've ever had since my sister passed away. And it's lasted like how my sister used to do it. And her birthday is coming up. It's the same day as my sister's. And she really did a great job. So I was like, God, are you trying to send me a sign, like a peace offering through a new hairstylist? I'll take it. But I missed some pre-pandemic sales too. I remember when you could go to Miami for $50, which is really cheap from Atlanta. Like that's like them Frontier Spirit type prices right there. And now you can book that same flight and it's probably almost $300. Brandy, rethink it. The only reason why I'm getting it is because I'm getting a hydration treatment and getting my ends trimmed. And I was supposed to get my ends trimmed on Memorial Day, but because I had got my hair done 2 weeks before, I wasn't finna cut no sewing out that I paid for. Because I already told y'all I'm not rich. I'm trying to get rich. Just because it was time to get it trimmed, I was just like, it's okay. When I take this out, I'll get it trimmed. And so I'm getting a silk press just to get the ends trimmed. And then when I get done with that, I probably will try to let it wear it, for a week or so. And then I'm going to probably braid it back up because I work out too much. And that's what I was telling y'all before. I was saying I'm about to start a fitness diary series. The fitness diary series will be on my YouTube shorts, but it will probably be posted sooner on Facebook because I'm trying to like build my audience on Facebook. And that's the niche I want to choose for over there, in addition to promoting all my YouTube content. But over here, I do everything. And over there, I want to try to do a more specific niche. So I'm thinking fitness and lifestyle on Facebook. Instagram, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. It's kind of like a catch-all of what I do in life, if you will. Like my friends are on there. So I'll just like post stuff. Sometimes I'll post in close friends, but not really. And I post fitness stuff on there too on my stories. Let's see. Brandy, I got one and my hair was puffed up on Sunday. I also went to a barbecue and I'm not sure if it's my 4C hair or what in the fall, but it lasts for 2 weeks. Yeah, my hair lasts better in the colder months too. In the summer, it's a waste of time. It wasn't even summer. I posted a picture, what month? In May. And it wasn't even hot yet. And I had did my own silk press, which I think I need some anti-frizz serum or something that will seal the moisture and prevent the frizz. But I did my hair. It looked beautiful. I went to an event where I was in Atlanta and had to park outside and walk like a block, not even that far from the parking place to the event because the event was downtown at a hotel. And my hair got poopy. And then I went to an after party because it was someone else's birthday, and we went. And it was outside as well, and my hair looked like that picture I posted. But I put 3 pictures of a silk press, it's starting to puff up, and how it looked by the end of the night, and it was all the same day. Georgia is humid. I don't know, like, and don't let it rain. Like, what day was that? Not yesterday, but it might have been Sunday. I don't know, but it was raining and it got real humid and muggy outside. And in the summer, it's worse. Let me see. Uh-oh. This is what happened when you don't know how to use this. I'm trying to see something. Can I not comment from my phone? Like, what is this? Save, highlight, mute, share. How do I work this? You want to let me chat? Top chat, live chat. Let's see, live chat. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to comment this little link that says I can add a guest so I can add somebody because y'all are on here, but it's not letting me be great. And I feel sad because I wanted to do the hold on, I found it on my phone. Haha. And by phone I meant laptop. There it is. If anybody wants to go with me live and talk about something, you can now because I just put it in the chat. You don't feel pressure. You don't have to, but I'm gonna try it out. Then while you talk, I can eat my lasagna. Mm-mm. You know what? I'm gonna shift and talk about what I'm grateful for. So grateful and then goals. So grateful. I'm gonna say that I'm grateful for an easier work week thus far because last week and even early this week I had some challenges, and so the last couple of days has been much better, and I'm grateful for that. Um, I'm praying. I'm keeping God close because it's a lot of movement going on in my life. And I just want to be able to remember that God is still with me and that I can get through anything. But at the same time, I have a spirit of gratitude because my situation might be a challenge for me in this season, but there's people that are in other situations that are difficult in comparison of being grateful, not complaining, you know, praying, seeking God when I feel like I don't understand. Because often when we get tested, we start forgetting who's with us along the way. And then everything is just like, whoa, me, this is horrible. And it's like, it's really not that bad. You just have to, take it a step at a time. And when you have your good days, it really makes you appreciate them more, remembering your bad days. And I remember I was like feeling really down, and I talked to my dad, and my dad was just reminding me of where I came from. And he was giving me, like, you know, advice. And he was just so wise and so genuine. And it reminded me of what I'm telling y'all right now about how you just have to remember the good times. You have to remember where you came from. You have to understand you have ups and downs. Everything is not going to always be just, smooth sailing because that's just not realistic. So you have to remember that when things get tough, you will get through it. Even though it may not be as quick as you want to or the timing that you want it to be, you will eventually get through it if you work at it and you keep going. And that's in any situation, whether it's related to a relationship, some sort of goal you're trying to reach, some sort of thing you're doing as far as your business or your full-time work. Like, you are not always going to get it the first time. You're not always going to have cards that are dealt that are fair. I mean, a lot of us have adversity for most of our lives. I faced my first adversity as a little girl, and I was oblivious because of how my dad instilled positivity into me And he was committed to making me feel like a priority, making me feel like I always had enough, even when we didn't have enough. I didn't realize that we were poor until I got older. And that was because my dad never treated us as if we were poor. Even though we moved from a really nice house to living in the projects, and then my mom getting Section 8 and we moving into a nice luxury apartment, like on Section 8 though. Like, I didn't really understand those transitions until I got older, like, maybe middle school, high school age, that it started to click for me because my parents did not act in that adverse mindset in how they treated me. And they always worked with God, pray, kept their faith, and make a way with what they had. And I think that's where I get it from as well. When I went to school, I had a lot of scholarships. My mom passed in high school. And when she did, like, I knew we didn't have a lot of money. I knew that I had really good grades. I was a great writer. So it's high school and you're doing scholarships, a lot of times they ask you to write an essay. I would write that essay, I would tell my story, submit it, and I ended up getting a lot of scholarships that were able to help me pay for school. And so I went to college. I studied communications. I was going to do marketing, but I do not like math or science. And marketing required, like, what was that class called? Calculus. And I was like, hell no, I'll just do algebra. And that's it. Communications only required like algebra. And so I did it. And I studied that and I finished in 4 years. I got pregnant my senior year and I graduated with my bachelor's before I had Josiah. And so then, after that, I kind of navigated motherhood for the first time. And I realized like how hard it was. And I learned a lot during that phase when I started working. And I just kind of moved my way on up as I did that. Trying out different things. It was definitely states of uncomfortableness. It was definitely shifts I didn't always love at times, but at the end of the day, like, you have to start from somewhere. And while I was doing that, I was always doing this. The only time I took time off really was when I was going through a lot during my pregnancy. Like, I stopped making content for almost a year. And then I came back towards the end of my pregnancy and I started documenting it. And that's when I started to like share my weekly updates. I was already like in the third trimester, but I was like, okay, I'm back. Hey, I remember it so clearly because my best friend, we were both in school together, but I had graduated before she did. And she wanted to use me as her project for her film class because I was pregnant. So she wanted to like document my journey for her film class. And I was like, ooh, I'll do it. But do you mind if I use your footage so that I can have a video for my channel? Because I really want to get back into posting and I haven't posted anything in a year. She was like, of course. So long story short, um, that was like what brought me back to my channel because I was going through a dark time. I just didn't feel like being on here anymore at that time. Like at that season in my life, like I had been vlogging, I had been sharing my life with that person. We did not really work out. And I don't know, I just did not feel like making content no more. So when I came back, I continued making videos, and that's where some of those baby daddy videos came in at, and dating somebody that's in prison and blah blah blah. Like as I transitioned through that, as I grew from that relationship, I shared my life. And one thing I can consistently say, aside from the Pearson videos and the lock videos, because those do awesome too, all my videos that have really taken off, that's caused people to come to my channel and stay, seem to be something where I just shared a real ass situation that I went through. And I was just me. And I shared it. And somebody else in this world was going through the same thing. And they ended up wanting to relate to somebody. And when you go through things that are bad, people don't like to talk about it. A lot of us suffer in silence. A lot of us deal with our trauma by ourselves. And if your family is not in agreement with your lifestyle, you really gonna be by yourself. And so I remember going on YouTube looking for encouragement, looking for someone who understood me. And I wanted to be that for other people. So when my mom passed, I was on here telling folks how I dealt with grief. When I went to school, college, high school, I was giving advice about navigating high school. When I was going through breakups and stuff, I was sharing that because it is what helped me. I wanted to help others. I wanted to sew it back into this world. And then that's kind of like how I landed here where I am today. As far as friendships and adulting, I honestly am seeing now like how I'm navigating that. And I'm grateful to still have the same friend group for the most part. It's a few friends that fell off that I'm not as close to anymore. But for the most part, I still have the same group of friends. The only thing that is different is things like how much we see each other, the kind of things that we do. And also, I've gotten to a stage, I'm 30 now. I can't believe I'm 30, y'all. I've gotten to a stage where I don't like some of the things I used to like. And I feel like I've outgrown certain environments, excuse me. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't have fun and have a little ratchet moment, girls' night out every now and then. But your girl likes to go to bed on time now. Your girl likes to get her rest. And if I'm going to sacrifice messing up my sleep pattern to go turn up with you, I want to have a good time. I don't want to go and be coming out talking about how the food was nasty, I didn't enjoy myself, and the music was trash. Like I want to be tired, for the next few days trying to recover because it was a situation, not because we was trying to create a situation and it was just a flop. Like I can't stand wasting my time, y'all. And as a mom, you have limited time that you can spend doing adult things. Now, if you're in a relationship, you always have your partner who can help you out. But still, you don't want to always be asking your man, hey, can you watch the kids? Can you watch the kids? Can you watch the kids while you go do fun stuff? And then you're not even having fun. And you sit here wearing out your partner, watching your child, who can be a lot sometimes. And then when you actually do want to do something special, important, like that wedding, that baby shower, that trip, or whatever it is. Now they tired of watching your kids, or it's the same thing. Like when my husband and I want to do stuff together, we have like our parents who help us out. I don't be like credits because it's when my parents are available or my husband's parents are available. I don't keep wasting my good babysitting credits on times that are not fun, or people flaking, or things like that. Like, so that's when I was talking about, like, in the friendships video, how things are different. You have to learn how to discern when you want to use those babysitting credits, what environments are going to be fun and what environments are going to be a flop. And sometimes you just gonna have to say no. I'm starting to learn, and Messiah is older, so I'm able to be more flexible. I'm able to do more last minute things. However, it was a period in time where when I first had him, where that was never going to fly. Like I needed to know 2 to 3 weeks in advance so I could arrange stuff. And I had gotten back to kind of going back how I was pre having a child, where you tell me 2 3 days before. Sometimes the morning of, I might make it happen. Now I'm starting to realize, like, that's not always good. Like my dad's never been the type that like you to spring on a last minute request on him. Like he was the type of parent who would tell you, like, don't tell me about your group project the night before because you're gonna be grounded for not planning in advance. Like that was like how my dad was. And he still is that way. So like I like to know about stuff in advance. It doesn't mean I can't be spontaneous, which again I talked about this in my video about friendships and adulting. It just means that my spontaneity, if that's how you say that word, is gonna have to be based on my terms and my availability. It might be me doing more things by myself, which is why I said I'm gonna be outside this summer, because I'm not gonna keep missing out on cool things because I'm waiting on other people to be ready when I'm ready. And I encourage my friends to do the same thing. I'll tell them all the time, like, if I can make it, I'm gonna try my best. If I can't, I'm not. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't go because of me. I be telling folks, like, don't not go do something because I can't go with you. Because one thing I learned when I started doing these trips and I had to go without my main friend circle and meet new people and stuff, like, I'm glad I went on those trips. I'm glad I did those things, because if I would have just stood around waiting for everyone to be ready, I would miss out. And there's been times where I've missed out. Like I remember, like when I turned 29, I wanted to go to Puerto Rico. I still haven't went to Puerto Rico, but I digress because we're gonna make it there. Whether it be this year or next year, we're gonna try to make it to Puerto Rico. Jamaica was on my list too, and we're going there, so I'll take that as a win. Now, my whole point was gonna be, I was excited. I wanted to go. I shared the flight with my group of friends, and nobody was ready. So it was kind of like an implication that they may be ready at the end of the week. So I decided to wait. At the end of the week, the flight was still available and the price was still low, but nobody was ready. So I still waited because I wanted to go with that set of friends. Now, by the time I got confirmation for sure that these friends did not want to go, the flight, of course, had went up. And the flight was really affordable, y'all. Like $222 round trip on Delta. When I tell y'all it went up by the time like I got my confirmation a couple weeks later, that dang $222 flight was now $600. And I was pissed because I was like, no one told me to wait. I'm waiting because I'm trying to be a good friend. But that was one of those moments where I should have done what was best for me. So I learned from that specific situation. If it's something I want to do, I'm going to ask one time and I'm going to proceed with my plans because you don't want to keep missing out on opportunities. And I made the mistake again over the Memorial Day holiday with the Atlanta Jazz Festival. I wanted to go do that. I asked a lot of my different friends. Like I said, I have a lot of different friends, different friend groups. A few people said they were going to go. And last minute, everybody flaked. And I've said it like to them. So it's not like I'm saying something behind their back that I didn't say to them. And so I didn't end up going. My husband didn't really want me going by myself because the way that it used to be in the past, you could park in the residential area near Piedmont Park, which is a like very popular park where a lot of Atlanta events take place in the Buckhead side of town. Very limited parking in Atlanta, y'all. In the true Atlanta downtown, very limited parking. So what happens is when you go to an event and you don't prepay to park and you're not staying in a hotel downtown, there's really nowhere to park. So a lot of folks will park in the residential areas on the street, and it used to be allowed. Well, Atlanta Jazz Festival had a whole website. I did research because I was really wanting to go to this. Like I told you, I'm trying to vlog, I'm trying to do new things. This was going to be a vlog for me. Well, I don't go because on the website it says that if you park in the residential area, they would fine you $75. So I was like, okay. It says you can ride MARTA. MARTA's $5 round trip. My dad lives near the MARTA station. I did some research. You could go to the College Park MARTA station, park your car for free, go down there. And it's on the same line as where Piedmont Park is. That's what I'm going to do next time. However, because like my husband's like I don't want to go, but I don't want you to go by yourself because it's MARTA, like it might not be safe, it's not the same. And mind you, when I was in high school I used to ride MARTA and CCT all the time because I was young, didn't have a car. Sometimes my mom wouldn't want to drop me off, but I always had my own money, so I would walk, take the bus. Didn't mind if I had to do that. I haven't taken a bus in like I'm 30. Shoot, I probably was like 19 the last time I took a bus or a train somewhere because I've been driving. But in those situations where there are nowhere you can drive and park your car, that's where the transit comes in place. And like we just didn't end up going. Now the day before that, well, the festival was that Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I wanted to go Saturday or Sunday. Hey Brian, traffic is pretty bad in Atlanta, yes, especially when there are events. Like if there's some sort of concert, if there's some sort of festival going on, if there's some sort of like event, like the Bronner Brothers hair show, WrestleMania's in town. I can't think of like anything else aside from sporting events and things like that. But if there's some sort of Dragon Con festival, the Pride Parade, like anything that's like big, the traffic is going to be bad. But then on a regular basis, going into downtown Atlanta, going into Georgia 400, which is like the perimeter area, 85 South, you know, or 85 North, not South. 85 South is the show. But 85 North, anything going towards that Georgia 400 area is going to be traffic during peak times. So I'm learning you have to start leaving like 30 minutes before the GPS tells you to leave if you want to be early and account for parking because parking is limited. But I say all that to say, like, you have to do things that you want to do when you want to do them if it makes sense for you. I'm not saying that you can't do stuff with your friends. I'm just saying, like, don't not do stuff because certain people don't want to go or you're not ready. And like, if you plan something, it doesn't go through, and then somebody suggests something last minute, and you go to it, and then it doesn't end up being fun, because that's exactly what happened. You end up feeling away, because I sure did. I was salty. I'm still salty. And I brought it up. I'm like, we ain't doing that no more. Not only did I miss what I wanted to do, I went and did something else that was suggested and it wasn't fun. Like, come on, man. Meanwhile, I'm on my Instagram watching friends from school and, my mentor and other folks at the jazz festival. They look like they having a good time sitting out there watching a concert. And I'm sitting here at home looking crazy. It's crazy sometimes, and it's crazy during brunch hours on the weekend at the four. It's crazy too. It sure is. And sometimes it's like it be lanes closed on the highway and stuff, and I think that makes it like worse because people don't pay attention. Then they wait till the last minute to merge, about to cause an accident. I've been to Orlando before. Traffic is pretty bad. I'm going to Orlando this year. Maybe I can see you. Drop me some restaurant recommendations. I have some things to do that we did the last time we went downtown. Babe, you remember the name of that place we went downtown? Des. He got his headphones in too. Hey, Des. You can't hear me, y'all. Des. And I know I'm talking loud. Hey, do you remember the name of that place we went in Orlando downtown? One of my subscribers is in Orlando. And I'm trying to ask her. Yeah. You don't remember? Okay. Hold on. I'm finna look on my Yelp because I did a review. Let's see. Because I want to know if this place is still open. But we went and they used to have $3 drinks. It was free before 11 for 21 and up. And they had $3 drinks. So you could go and get Hennessy, Patron, $5 drinks. Sorry. $5 drinks. But you can get whatever you wanted. And it was $5 before 11 o'clock. So if that place is still open, I would not mind going back over there. I'm trying to extend the trip to some more relatives, but right now it's just me, Des, and Josiah going. But if I get Nana in there, I'm definitely trying to go back out one time for the one time. But I honestly want to make it like a attractions trip where we go to maybe like SeaWorld. I don't really want to go to Busch Gardens or like a roller coaster place because I'm terrified of heights. I didn't realize it until my late 20s, but I don't like heights. I would get scared and feel sick in the stomach every time I'd get on something like the Ferris wheel, but I didn't put two and two together until like 2022. I think we went to the fair and I got on the Ferris wheel with Josiah and Desmond. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's get on the Ferris wheel. And I get on here and the thing start rocking and I'm like, ooh. Then we start going up and it's so slow and it be rocking like this. I was like, yeah, I don't like heights. I thought I did. I used to like heights when I was a kid. I got on Goliath, never again. Okay. I got on this thing, not the Daredevil. Like we didn't have the Daredevil when I was a kid, but it was a thing at Busch Gardens that had like this straight drop. It's worse than the Goliath in Six Flags. And when I tell you guys, I almost had a heart attack on that thing because that vertical drop like made my heart feel like it was falling out of my chest. Me and my cousin were crying when we got off. I was like 13. She was like 12. And I was mad that I was convinced to go get on this roller coaster. And I think after that, it was a wrap for me at heights. Like I don't like heights. Do y'all like heights? I'm scared. I can't do it. My husband don't like heights either, but he got on the Ferris wheel with me, even though he knows he don't like heights. Josiah, he'll try anything though. We went in January to catch a cruise. I'm gonna look for you right now on my Yelp. This review old. I was hoping Des remembered so I don't have to sit here and go through 200 reviews because I be reviewing for a long time. Let me look on page 6 because this was years ago, y'all. Lord, I went to page 6 and that's still in 2023. We're gonna be scrolling for a minute. Let me see if I can see the chat on my phone because I'm looking at this computer trying to get this Yelp review. I used to, but I'm over it now. When did you cruising? What did you do Carnival? What cruise did you go on? I love Carnival when you go with like family. It's fun as far as like having something for everybody. But I would be curious to try a new one. I'm interested in Virgin Voyages after I saw my friend Kira's YouTube video. It looked really nice. And then she said the food was good. I've been on 2 Carnival cruises and the food is just okay. I'm not gonna lie to you, honey. Now, what I will say is that even though the food is just okay, like I do like the burger place when it's fresh. See, I had to say when it's fresh, like the food should be fresh anyway. Because when I'm at a resort, the food be fresh. While on the boat, the food not fresh. Anyway, I'm Benson. The food was just okay though. It gave Golden Corral buffet, but maybe a little less. Certain stuff was really good, like the red velvet cake and the fruit. Oh my gosh, that fruit was wonderfully fresh, you guys. But when I tell y'all that food, not only does it send you to the bathroom, but it's just okay. Like it's cool because it's all inclusive. Like my go-to things, like I said, was the burgers from Guys because those were good. I also like the Blue Cantino taco bar place. The buffet was good for breakfast to me. I liked it. Certain things, right? Every day wasn't the same. So you find stuff that you like and you make it work. And then the buffet, not the buffet, the downstairs area, I caught myself trying to be fancy and I ordered like a steak and I think it was a ribeye, some sort of steak, and I ordered lobster and it was overcooked. The steak was overcooked, the lobster was overcooked, and I was just like, y'all charging an extra $40 for this? This is not good. And I was very disappointed. So I say that to say, like, the food I've had on resorts has been better. But I did have nasty food on a resort too. When I went to the Grand Palladium in Dominican Republic, that food was horrible. And I do mean absolutely horrible. But last year when we went to Mexico, I stayed at 2 different resorts. One was Grand Palladium, the other one was Secrets. And the food was on point at both of those. So honestly, I just think it depends on where you go. But I would be so mad if I go on a trip and the food is nasty. I don't want to eat nasty food. Like, I'm paying a lot of money to be here and I want something edible. And honestly, because we're staying at the same resort that I've been at 2 times somewhere else, I'm just hoping that when it comes to their Jamaican food, since we're in Jamaica, it's good. What's MSC stand for? MSC Cruise? Have you heard of that? I never heard of that before. I've also thought about Disney, but when I looked at the price, it was like really, really, really expensive. I was just like, dang, y'all must not really want me to go. Okay, what year? Wasn't it 2018 we went to Orlando? Let me see. I had to do a review. The place is called Beachum. Okay, Beachum. Thanks, Des. Okay, at Rachel, this is for you. How did you remember? And I'm sitting here scrolling in the pages. Okay, Beachum Club. Is it still there? Okay. Well, okay. Des said he Googled it, but I want to ask my subscriber that lives down there just in case she's been before. Because she'll be able to tell me, like, is it still cool? Because when, like, for instance, Josephine, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, that was the spot. But now it's not. So is it still the spot, or what's the spot now? She said, "Oh yes, that's still there." LOL. I want to know if they still had them specials, because I went on a vacation when Des and I were dating, and I got drunk off them little $5 drinks, because we were trying to drink them before 11 when they started charging the club prices. Okay. Well, I was drinking for the price. Listen, there's some of some not us, you. I hope they can't hear you. Can y'all hear Des? Babe, can you warm this up for me for 20 seconds or 30? Thank you. It's cold. You looking at me like, yeah, because you've been talking too much. Oh, y'all. But yeah, I guess we talked about friendships, and we talked about prioritizing yourself. Oh, they had concerts there at the beach, huh? Wow. That's so cool. That's right. They did have a stage. That sounds pretty cool. They had a concert, like somebody you want to see, and you go, and they got the stage. The prices were pretty cool too. I remember we were looking at sections. We didn't get a section, but we were looking at the sections. And at the time, I want to say a section was like 125 or 250. And in Atlanta at the time, sections were more like 500 to 750. Nowadays, a section in Atlanta can cost you like $1,200 and up. So like Orlando had those same sort of sections with bottle service and stuff in that price I just said. I was like, okay, this is not Atlanta. And I like this. I like this. I want Atlanta to adopt that. Okay. I'm frugal. I just feel like it's silly to pay that kind of money for a bottle service, or just pay that kind of money for a seat somewhere. Like, let me come in the section, and I don't mind paying a reservation fee because I'm asking you to hold a special spot for me. But I feel like it should go to my food and my beverages and whatever I put in the order for the folks I'm with. I don't feel like I should just pay it just to hold a spot, and I'm paying like hundreds of dollars, $1,000. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, if they started doing it that way, that would be super cool. But I know that it's about making money. Like, if they said, okay, the section is this amount and it covers anything you order up to that amount, then it would be like, oh shoot, okay, cool. But it's like, nope, it's just that amount, and we still expect you to buy a bottle and tip your servers another 20% automatically. Like, Atlanta be taxing. I say that in almost every vlog, but it do. And that also inspired my conversation about when your friends invite you to stuff and they want to do something fancy for their birthday because it's their birthday, they want to feel special, they want to do something cool. And then they pick this restaurant that have all these rules, because these Atlanta places be having all these rules about how many people can come, how many times you can split a check, what gratuity is, what seating limit you have. It's stressful going to dinner, okay? And they add it automatically. And sometimes the waitresses suck because they literally know they're going to get a tip anyway because they're at a restaurant with all these rules that require that. So they do the bare minimum. And so you get there, and it's beautifully aesthetic. You can get your picture for the gram, but then you get your food and it's not to the right temperature. It don't taste right. It's not seasoned. You got a grass wall and a damn neon light and a $60 bill for something very basic and a drink. And oh yeah, there's valet outside. Like, it's just, if I'm gonna spend that kind of money, I really want it to be a situation that I enjoy. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm older. I feel like that's a waste of money. I be thinking about how I could have spent that money on a trip, a flight. I could have made a memory with my kid. I could have just got something for me done, like, something that I wanted to do. It's so crazy. Some of my favorite places to eat are literal hole in the damn walls that basic food, but it's just good. They not worried about no aesthetic. They worried about how they season their food, and that's why they always busy. And I'm going back and using my cheat meal because they don't miss. My little Birra taco place, bussin'. My favorite Mexican spot near our house, bussin'. Like, and them two different places I'm talking about. It don't have to be no fancy aesthetic. Now, if I can get both, cool. But what I'm tired of doing is paying $60 to $100 for a very mediocre experience and gratuity. Sick of it. That's why when I didn't travel for my birthday, I went where I've been before and I've had a great time. I went to two places that I've been several times. Nouveau, I've been to several times. The one in College Park, I think that was my third or fourth time going to. I think my third. And then there's one in Jonesboro that I've been to like 4 times as well. It is my go-to brunch spot. Why? The food is good. The drinks are good. The prices are decent, even with the gratuity added. You can literally go up there and get your meal and a drink and spend less than $40 with your gratuity. It's just good, and you don't have to pay to park. They both have on-site parking. Like, I don't like paying to park. I'm sorry. I know that might sound cheap, but it's silly because you're spending money on something before you even get inside. And then, like, I went to Rocksteady for my friend's birthday, and y'all seen it in the vlog if you watch. Oh wait, y'all haven't seen it. That vlog is coming out on Friday. And y'all will see the experience in the vlog because I left the footage in there and I did a very honest review. We also went to Mojave restaurant. Mojave was awesome. And that was my second time. They charge a lot. They're right by the Rays on the river. And I've never been to Rays on the river, but that's on my bucket list. I would love to try them this year. And I will vlog if I do. Long story short, Rocksteady was hyped up on social media. You get there, there's aesthetic. The reviews are like 50-50 on Yelp, right? It's not necessarily saying it's a bad restaurant, but what I did see that was negative was the same thing that tended to be negative in my experience. So, like, the customer service wasn't that great for my server. The speed wasn't that great. It was kind of busy, but it wasn't super busy. I also felt like the food was just not as good as it should have been if it's a Caribbean restaurant. The jerk chicken was the blandest jerk chicken I've ever had, period. It didn't even taste like a good grilled chicken. It was just bland and overcooked, and it was expensive. My ticket was expensive. At the end, I didn't order alcohol because I was really tired. Her celebration was the day after I found out Jackie O passed away. And I was up all night that Thursday going into Friday. I could not sleep when I found that out. I don't know why, y'all. Like, I talked about this last week. I'm not going to stay on this too long, but like, it was like I felt like I was grieving somebody I knew in real life. And I did go to her memorial service. So I have, an update on that too. So just keep watching my vlogs because they coming. And it's not about the vlog. It wasn't about content, but it was just like closure for me because me and one of my good friends, like, we were really hurt over this loss. And so when we saw that DC opened it up to the public, we decided to go and pay our respects and get closure and pray as a community. Like, look, I talk my mess, but I love God. And I do think it's important to get together and show up for people, whether you know them or not. And I also, you saw my comment. I loved her. I love her so much. I have been watching her for years. And folks hop on the bandwagon when folks pass. Now, when she passed, she didn't have 1 million followers. After she passed, now she got over 1,000,000, 100,000, because that's what folks do. They flock when folks start trending. People don't want to support you when you're doing good and you just alive and well. The folks want to come gravitating over. That hit different. And I don't even be attached to people. Like, Tina Turner passed, and I brought this up last week. Like, I was sad, but I wasn't crying over Tina Turner because I'm like, okay, broke barriers. You've done all these wonderful things. Like, your story is ending at a great place. But it hits different when somebody close to your age passed. Their mother, your mother. They have a wonderful spirit, great person. You never hear no negative stuff about them really. And then you don't expect it. You know, it's like, you know, when Black Panther died, Chadwick Boseman, right? I think I'm saying his last name right. We was hurt because he was just a good person. Outreach, doing all that stuff. And when I went to her memorial, like that's what I learned. Like I only knew the YouTube and Instagram side of stuff, and she would respond to me sometimes in her comments. Like she was just super down to earth, and like it just hit different because like I don't know, it just hit me differently. So I went, and I feel grateful that I was able to experience that. And they didn't have to open that up to her fans, but they did. And I think that was nice. It also inspired me to continue like doing my content creation and chasing my dreams and continue giving folks their flowers. I'm the type of person, I try to give folks their flowers whenever I can. I see somebody I don't know and they look nice, I'm gonna tell them, "Ooh, I like your shirt, I like your hat, your hair is cute." Like I'm that type of person. If you ever see me in public and you know me from my channel and you come and say hi to me, as long as I'm not like in the middle of eating food or something, or like trying to head somewhere, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna say, "Hey, take a picture," like, "What's up?" Like, because like I think building community is super important, but I don't know, it's just hard, y'all. And life is too short to not be doing what you want to do in this life, what makes you happy, showing up for folks who don't show up for you. Like you gotta love yourself. You gotta do what's best for you. You gotta leave toxic situations where they're at and don't let things prevent you from reaching your fullest potential because you just never know. You really don't. You don't know what could happen that could change your life. And, you know, have gratitude. That's all I can say. I'll show videos, but I can't make myself watch one right now because that one hurt. I'm gonna let it give it a few months. That sounds like my husband. So I talked to my husband about it when she passed, and he had said basically what he said. I'm about to tell you, but it sounds like you're kind of like him. He basically said my husband's a big wrestling fan, and he said when he's lost certain like wrestlers in the past, he would stop watching their content for a while after they passed because it makes you accept that person is no longer here. So even if you sit there and binge watch every video that they've ever made, at some point you're going to realize like that's the end of what you're going to see from that person. So it takes him a while to like digest that loss and get through it, and then he'll go and watch when he's ready. Whereas me, when people that I love die, I'm gonna binge watch. I'm gonna play their songs if they sing. Like I'm gonna sit there and cry about it and make myself miserable. And I don't know why, but I could not sleep. So I'm sitting here watching videos. Then I'm watching online because everybody else wanted to post their tributes and they think pieces. Then I had to block some folks because they was being stupid and saying dumb stuff. Like I did a video about death etiquette already, but I'm gonna say it one more time just in case someone needs to hear this that doesn't know. Like when people pass away, it is not your time to speculate about why they passed away, how they passed away, your thoughts about things that relate to how they passed away in that comment section under the grieving post of the folks that are close to that person. And if you decide to make your own video on your own platform, consider timing because it can come off insensitive. However, that's better than you going under people that love that person's post to be nosy, to be messy, to be hateful, to be disrespectful, and give your think pieces. And I'm just gonna leave it at that because I've seen the most ignorant comments, and I just feel like it's so rude. And I hope that those people never, ever, ever have to experience losing somebody important to them and have to hear and see that kind of foolishness while you're dealing with grief. Because dealing with grief is hard enough as it is. So I know some people will be like, well, don't post that your person died. Well, guess what? Famous people don't have a choice. If you look at it, the people close to her were not the ones posting about it the day after she died. It was all the dang Shade Room and Rap TV and all them different blogs and then all the YouTubers that do like reactions and commentary. It's just content to them. And it's like, for me, it was not just content. Like, that hurt. And that's why certain topics I don't like to run on. I really don't even like doing videos about folks like in their marriages. Like, I know a while back I did videos about Derek Jackson. I did videos about Latoya Forever. I'm still a huge fan of Latoya Forever, by the way. Like, love her channel, love her content, love her spirit as a person. Like, she was one of the first big YouTubers that I watched all her videos, especially when she used to do the skits and stuff. Not like before Adam, before she got married, she would do like these funny skits. She'd give advice. I loved her personality. I say that to say, like, I don't want to be a channel that attacks people and that's how I grow. I'll do real talk. I'll talk about what I think about something, but I don't want to be that channel that you come to for the tea. I don't want to grow my platform, like, for a lack of better words, shitting on others. Like, I just don't. I want to grow because I'm helping others. I want to grow because my story inspires someone else. I want to grow because I'm doing what God intends for me with this life that He's given me. That is my goal. And like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to be negative. But it really irks me when folks die and people be insensitive, especially to the folks that are dealing with the grief. Like, it's not the time or the place. And if I were to experience that, I would block the people. And you would not have access to my page after that because I don't have time. Her friends' tributes were really hurting my feelings. And see, I messed my algorithm up because I was interacting with every post. And so now I was getting recommendations from Instagram in my explore, in my like recommendations from people who I wasn't even following because everybody was posting it. So I had to like start clicking see less and just move away. I saw B. Simone's tribute, and I had already been crying all night the night before, and then B. Simone came with her tribute, and I was just boo-hooing again. I'm like, see? And also, I had told my friends, like, please don't text me no more, because, mind you, I'm in the middle of work, trying to wrap up my day. My friends tell me about that in the group chat. So then my behind go trying to verify, because I'm thinking, that might not be true. That's not true. I don't want to believe that. And then I go and like my stepsisters, like I have a group chat with my stepsisters, my stepmom, my aunt, all of us were in a group chat, and they're saying the same thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm just like, I really wish that y'all didn't tell me this. And I'm in the middle of work. Work is stressful that day. Y'all come send me this. Now I can't sleep. I'm sitting here thinking like, so I'd be like, you gotta be careful with the like, you know how people say trigger warning? Please give me a trigger warning. One of my other friends, she sent me an article before Jackie O passed, and it was something crazy. I said, if this is something that's crazy or sick or something messed up happening, I don't really want to see this at 10 o'clock at night because I'm going to try to go to bed. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm really trying to protect my mental health, my peace. June is already a tough month for me as it is, which I think is why that hurt my feelings even more because I found out on June 1st. Seasonal grief for me. Like most people who lost their mom, they get sad on Mother's Day. My birthday is around that time, and I have my own child to celebrate Mother's Day for. So between that and being married, having a family, having a stepmom that I'm pretty close to, I don't get as sad about Mother's Day anymore. Now, sometimes I do, but it's just not as common. But June is the month where her birthday was. June is the month where my sister's birthday was. So, like, that's a seasonal grief time for me. And so, Josiah's birthday is on the 16th, which is the day after my mom's. Yes, I almost had Josiah on her birthday. I don't get as sad anymore because his birthday is like a distraction for me. I'm married. There's Father's Day. So that's a distraction for me. But then just thinking about like someone losing their mom, someone losing their daughter, someone losing their sister, like I can relate to that. So I think it just, it really hurt my feelings. And the fact that like I'm 30, She was 32 and she just passed. That's young as hell. Like, I know the Gen X folks be trying to call us old when we in our 30s and whatnot. I'm early 30s, okay? I was just literally a month ago, your girl was 29, so I'm not old. But if I died today, like, I would feel like that's young as hell. And I just think that's sad. It's always sad when young people pass. It's always sad when people leave their spouse a widow, leave their child. I won't say orphaned because that's not the case, but just without their parent, that's hard. And I can only imagine how they feel. So my message, the same message I had in the video y'all gonna see on Saturday, is to continue to keep them in your prayers. Keep them in your prayers beyond when folks are talking about it. Because like I said earlier, some people just see this stuff as content. They don't really care. Ooh, this is interesting. Let me make a video about this because I'm gonna get views. Like, I don't never want to play that game with nobody's death. Like, if it hurts, it hurts. I'll talk about it, but it ain't about the money. I'm the same way with my dad passing. Father's Day is a tough one, and also his birthday month. I totally understand. Definitely agree. I'm eating so slow, I done got full, and I haven't even ate my whole plate. I thought I saw something. It might be like a moth, because I got that ring light over there on in the corner, and the moths light the light. Well, I send you prayers this weekend because Father's Day is approaching. I know it's hard. Like I told y'all in my birthday blog, I got super sad the day before my birthday because I went and picked up some Jamaican food. And the lady who was serving me, she looked old enough to be a mom. So I said, well, I hope you have a happy Mother's Day. And she's like, it won't be happy for me. My mom just died last week. And I'm just sitting there looking like, why the hell are you here at work? Oh my God. And I just, I told her I totally understand. I lost my mom too. And it's going to be hard, but I pray for you. I pray that, her memories make you have peace. And so I saw her again recently. I went and got some Jamaican food last week, and she was there again. And I said, how you doing? And she said, it's a day at a time. It's getting better, but it's still hard. I said, I know. My mama's birthday is coming up this week, and I've been in my feelings a little bit, and she was like, I understand. So I'm gonna just keep checking on her when I come and get my Jamaican fit food crave. But you never know how your light can touch somebody else. You never know what the next person is going through. But like, that made me cry a little bit when she said that, and I hadn't been sad about my mom at all. Ray on the River is it in Sandy Springs? Yes, it is. It's right next to my Mojave restaurant. I feel like growing up in Marietta, like Cobb County area, that part of Sandy Springs used to be Marietta when I was a kid. Like over there on Powers Ferry Road, over there near like where Mojave is. I don't know when they rezoned that as Sandy Springs, but I feel like that used to be part of Marietta. And maybe they rezoned it because they built that stadium over there. But now they calling it Sandy Springs, and I promise it looks like the area that we used to call Marietta when I was a kid. Thank you. In fact, her birthday is tomorrow. It's the 15th. And then Josiah's birthday is Friday. I'm so excited. I really wish Josiah would have acted right this year because I wanted to throw him a birthday party at the skating rink. I was going to buy a package and let him invite 10 people. But Josiah was showing his tail at school this year. So I wanted to show him I wasn't lying. You got to behave if you want privileges and you want nice things. I'm not just going to be one of them parents that give their kids everything they want just because I can afford it, as I continue to grow. I'm in a different place financially than I was 5 years ago. However, I'm not finna be one of them folks that give their kids everything and their kids be disrespectful, hard-headed, not working well with adults. Like, my son is very sweet. He's got a kind heart. He loves children. He's gonna be such a great big brother one day. However, that mouth, that mouth gets him in trouble. And he have a mind of his own sometimes. He don't want to follow directions. So we working on it. And he got some pretty good people in his corner as far as mentors and folks that care that are going to help mold him. My husband's great too. Very patient. Sometimes more patient than I am. And then sometimes we switch. Sometimes he's not patient and I'm more patient. But raising children is a challenge. And you want to, raise people with good little hearts, and they need a love for Jesus, in my opinion. Like, I'm not trying to push my religion on nobody, but like a love for God and an understanding of what's right and what's wrong is super important, in my opinion, when it comes to kids, because this world will have you thinking that a lot of materialistic things is what matter. And if they don't have values, if they don't have like a love for doing the right thing, they're not going to do that. They're going to do everything but the right thing, because what's popular, what you see pushed out in the media, what's being pushed to our kids is stuff that's not always great. Oh, really? Is parking there? Man, the skating rink sounds like so much fun. I'm sending you all the love and prayers. Thank you. Yeah, the skating rink is super fun. Josiah's in summer camp though, and they go on field trips. And he's been going to the skating rink, but I know he would have enjoyed having a birthday party there because he likes skating a lot. He learned how to skate last summer going to summer camp, and this year he got some skates from my dad, my auntie Gundy. Hey, Auntie Gundy, if your Nasaja is watching, because sometimes he be popping on here. Auntie Gundy gave Josiah some skates, so he got his own skates. So like, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do a party at the skating rink. This boy telling everybody at school how he gonna have a birthday party. You got parents walking up to me after school program asking, can they come to Josiah's birthday party? And then Josiah ends the school year with bad grades and just bad behavior. Like the last 2 weeks of school, getting in trouble, talking bad, losing his field day privilege, just all kinds of stuff. So I was just like, well, there's not gonna be a birthday party, but we're gonna celebrate. So he having a blast in summer. Go, I would have been able to do that, and I do think that is good for him because he's having fun. He's doing something he enjoys. He's learning a new skill, and he gets to enjoy field trips. And I really think that's good because, I miss like being a kid at times. And I remember those fun moments I had going to summer camp myself. It wasn't karate summer camp, but it was like Boys and Girls Club and going on field trips and stuff. I think that's important for a kid. Mm-hmm. What time is it? 11:45? 11:15. Oh, I'm like, oh hell no, I gotta go. Lisa, yes, my friend sent me the sale. The sale ends tomorrow. Where are we going, girl? I'm mad Southwest don't have any non-stop flights to Jamaica because the sale dates are perfect for our trip. Yes. Did you know Southwest was having a sale? Des. Des. Hey, Des. Did you know that Southwest is having a sale? Oh, he said he didn't know. It's 40% off. The code is 40 off if you interested. I saw it in the place I wanted to go. The flight was like 9 hours. I was like, nope. Check Delta too, because Delta lowered some of their prices because they're competing with Southwest. That's how we got our Delta flight super cheap, because Delta lowered their price to compete with Southwest, and Southwest had a super sale back in May when I bought the tickets. Like, I want Josiah to experience a trip every year. So Orlando will be the one with him in it this year. But I told him he need to act like he's, gonna listen and follow directions so we can enjoy the trip. I'm about to look too, because I really want to go to Puerto Rico. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to eat and not be gross at the same time. It's not really working. I think I'm gonna save the rest of this lasagna for lunch tomorrow and eat it with some salad. Do you want to do the cookie? Or are you gonna do the cookies? You want me to put them in the oven? Do you still want it, or you change your mind? The cookie? Put it in the oven. Yeah, it's for fall. The dates are like August through December 14th. So I was thinking, like, my husband and I could try to do a little anniversary trip and get a good price on our flight. I'm gonna talk to him and see if it's anywhere he wants to go, because I was trying to do Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico was not a nonstop flight from Atlanta. But if I lived in Florida, I feel like Florida always gets all the good flights. Like, you can go from Orlando or Fort Lauderdale or Miami to any Caribbean place, and it's a direct flight. But if you're in Georgia, Southwest always makes you stop in Florida and then go, to Puerto Rico, to the Caribbean, to the Bahamas. Like, it's so aggravating, because it's like on Delta, they just take you straight to where you want to go most of the time. And I guess that's why their prices be more expensive, because they're one of the biggest airlines and they always have nonstop flights. When they don't have a nonstop flight, they usually offer extra amenities that you wouldn't get on some other person's flight. But y'all, it is late. I did not mean to stay on here this long, but I'm so glad I did. It was so great that I hate layovers, Lisa. I can't stand them. I'm not doing it. Like, the closest thing I've had to a layover is when Delta Airlines delayed my flight from DC and I had to wait in the airport for 4 hours. I was miserable. I don't like that. My husband over here talking about a 10-hour layover. If I have a 10-hour delay, and you don't know, that's the thing. So you knew it was 10 hours? Yeah. So if I have 10 hours, I'm gonna go explore. I'm not gonna stay. Like, no, it was like, well, it'll be an hour, and then it'll be 3 hours, and then it'll be 3.5 hours. And that's how I felt when it was 4 hours, because it was gonna be, okay, we're just gonna get you off, we're gonna put you on another plane. Oh, actually, no, we're not. It's gonna be 2 hours. So we were supposed to leave before 3. We didn't leave until after 6. And that's why Delta ended up giving me a refund and a flight credit. I didn't even make an updated video. I need to make an updated video, even if it's just like a little short. Because I will say, what made me give Delta another chance is the fact that they are a premium flight with free entertainment, and they refunded my ticket and sent me an additional compensation that I decided to redeem for another gift card so I can use it for a future flight. And I really appreciated that, because it's like I got my flight for free and I got an extra credit because they have good customer service. Frontier would never. And Frontier they should have compensated us for time for that flight, because that line was ridiculous. Their kiosk wasn't working. It's like they was trying to set us up to have to pay because their stuff wasn't working in that airport. But I say that to say, you get what you pay for. I never go into a Frontier expecting it to be a Delta Airlines or Southwest experience, because it's not. I have a Frontier Go Wild pass. How do you like that, Rachel? Good night. Have to plan late July to go to Rays on the River. We should do that. I've been wanting to try Rays on the River. And see, Frontier be having more direct flights that don't have a layover than Southwest. And Frontier is not as good as Southwest, because you got to pay for bags. But it's like, I went to Mexico nonstop, Cancun on Frontier twice last year, And it was great. My experience by myself was awesome. My experience with my husband was good. It wasn't great because we had to wait a longer time, but my alone experience was awesome. I don't have it, but I've just seen the promos. I have a friend that just went to DR on it. Oh, that's cool. I misread it. I thought you said you had it. They delayed her flight back home, so she had to stay an extra day. Oh, no, ma'am. See? Go Wild Pass means they gonna probably like they gonna work with you. You're gonna get discounts, but they'll probably bump you off a flight because you have a Go Wild Pass, and they're not able to make any additional monies on you. And for me, like, yes, I love to travel, but I'm not a full-time content creator yet, so it ain't like I'm just up and traveling whenever I want. Now, I do want to plan a little spontaneous getaway at some point before the end of the summer because my son don't have school. So if I want to plan that and I need him to spend a weekend with my dad or my husband's mom or whatever to do that, it's a little bit easier to pull when he don't have school to worry about. But I don't want to do that. And I'm planning to be back on Sunday so I can go to work Monday. And then they delay my flight. Like, I won't be able to pull that. Now, when I become a full-time content creator and I make my own schedule, then I won't care. But I don't got time to be getting delayed. And that's why I said for Jamaica, I want to ride on Delta Airlines because I have flight credits to use. And I think that's a great way to use them. But Delta be wanting to charge you $900 for something Frontier do for $400. And that's why I went with them last year because I was going to Mexico twice. We're not really doing any like out of the country trips this year aside from Jamaica. So this is the only one. So I'm willing to pay that price of $900 even though it's expensive since I have about 400 a discount. So it's going to be like I'm paying closer to 500. So I don't mind. But if I was going somewhere twice, I would probably have to, cheapen my flight a little bit because I'm not going to pay $1,800 just to get somewhere. That's crazy. And so I don't know. I think we're dealing with inflation still. It's kind of unsettling because there's not a pandemic to blame it on anymore. I think people are just being greedy and they're getting their get backs for when they were giving out the flights for $5. But I'm about to get off, y'all. It was so nice chatting with you guys. I'm gonna start trying to go live every Wednesday around this time because that's something I want to get back into. So if you have any topics for me for next week, or if you just want to ask me something, drop a comment down below. If you're catching the replay, thank you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, leaving comments. I always love comments. And I will talk to y'all soon. I pray y'all have a wonderful week. Stay in touch and watch my vlogs, watch my videos. If you haven't seen my video from Monday, go check it out. There will be a new video at 8 o'clock p.m. this Friday and at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday. So check those out as well. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all. Good night.